Linear regression allows us to investigate the relationship between two quantitative variables by fitting a line to the relationship. Let's see how to do this in our data set of price in used vehicles by modeling price as a function of mileage. We'll start by creating a scatter plot by going to the Graph menu and choosing Scatter Plot. We can either choose a simple scatter plot or add a regression line by choosing With Regression. Then click OK. We'll want to choose our Y variable, that's the variable on the vertical axis, the response, and our X variable, the variable on the horizontal axis, our predictor variable. I've chosen price to be the Y variable and mileage to be the X variable, because to me it makes more sense for the number of miles on a car to influence what price people are willing to pay for it, rather than the price people are willing to pay influencing the number of miles that someone has already driven. Then click OK. Here we have our scatter plot, with the regression line shown in red. Here we see that there's a fair amount of variation or spread of points away from the line, and the line doesn't have a very steep slope. So it seems that the linear relationship is not very strong. Let's investigate this further by looking at the correlation between these two variables. We can do that by going to the Stat menu and choosing Basic Statistics. Then we go down to Correlation. We want to choose two variables to measure the correlation of, so I'll choose price and mileage and click Select. We'll use the Pearson correlation method, which is the standard method that people typically mean when they ask you for the correlation coefficient. Then click OK. The correlation appears in the window at the top of Minitab, and we see that the correlation is negative 0.089. The negative sign tells us that the slope of the regression line is negative, that is, that the line has a decreasing height as the mileage increases. That makes sense based on what we saw in the regression. However, this value is also fairly close to zero, indicating that there's little to no actual linear relationship between price and mileage. Let's try fitting a line and see what the equation of that red line would be. We can do this by going to the Stat menu again and choosing Regression. Then choose Regression again and Fit Regression Model. We'll choose price to be the response variable, and mileage, the predictor or X variable, is a continuous predictor. We only want to list it once, and click OK. Here we get a lot of information, but the main thing we're interested in is the regression equation, which models price as being equal to $22,786 minus 0.199 times mileage. This tells us that the predicted or estimated price for a used car that has 0 miles on it would be $22,786, but that the price decreases by an average of $0.119 for every 1 mile that's added to the mileage.